Fellow Ambazonians,
Give me the freedom.
Saturday, the 23rd of September 2023. All roads lead to Menchum. Menchum is a great and strategic county in Ambazonia. And what is happening this day is the draft tour. Our caravan will be in Menchum this Saturday, the 23rd of September at 8 p.m. Ambazonia time. I want to invite all supporters of Menchum, all sons and daughters of Menchum, in the diaspora and in the home front, all members of government and all IHR representatives, including all the local government and county officials in Ambazonia. You are all welcome to Menchum. Let us draft for our ARFs that have been picking up steam and doing a lot of things. They are fired up. We want to give them the support they need. I invite all of us to gather and let's make Menchum great again. So extend this message to the onlookers, to those standing on the sideline, to those who are fired up like we are. Share this message to every Ambazonian. Tell them it is time for action. Those that want a free nation must pay a down payment today. They must make a sacrifice today. That is the truth about other countries, and I will not be different for Ambazonia. I look forward to welcoming you. God bless you, and God save our country. Fellow Ambazonians,
Give me the freedom.
Saturday, the 23rd of September 2023. All roads lead to Menchum. Menchum is a great and strategic county in Ambazonia. And what is happening this day is the draft tour. Our caravan will be in Menchum this Saturday, the 23rd of September at 8 p.m. Ambazonia time. I want to invite all supporters of Menchum, all sons and daughters of Menchum, in the diaspora and in the home front, all members of government and all IHR representatives, including all the local government and county officials in Ambazonia. You are all welcome to Menchum. Let us draft for our ARFs that have been picking up steam and doing a lot of things. They are fired up. We want to give them the support they need. I invite all of us to gather and let's make Menchum great again. So extend this message to the onlookers, to those standing on the sideline, to those who are fired up like we are. Share this message to every Ambazonian. Tell them it is time for action. Those that want a free nation must pay a down payment today. They must make a sacrifice today. That is the truth about other countries, and I will not be different for Ambazonia. I look forward to welcoming you. God bless you, and God save our country. Fellow Ambazonians,
Fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to this very important pre-draft show. Tonight is Menchum County, and we're not going to waste any 1 minute of your time. If you're watching us on any of our social media platforms, please kindly do help us share. The Zoom links have been distributed on every WhatsApp group that I know of. We will also asking on our admins to get that on YouTube, put it on the YouTube chat section and also on Facebook chat section. So you want to help invite someone to join Menchum County, please help to invite somebody to join Menchum County as we begin this pre-draft show. So before we even begin it, Tori Pikinsu has something for us this evening. Right after that, we will introduce the officials of the counties that are here to talk with us. But traditionally, we have Barrister Fru Johnson and Barrister Tim Beseha, who have just connected now on our console. We'll have to hear them immediately after the pidgin introduction with Tori Pikin Station.
Country people, I throw salute. As una sabi am, di one undaunted pidgin news, let's wait tori no the hide. Now that's also shake no day. Now me tori pikin so I don't come again. Make we match fire. Una can't find. Inside tori for today, my country people, we go broke am for now. We go show una how na IG e get power for commander anything for inside Amazonia now so as we dey talk. We go hear too how it dey happen for home front for all that time the way we be get the 2 weeks lockdown. We go enter inside that palava for Pamo, show una how it be happen true. Me all ARF them run comot for Sawe, Capo Daniel, e dey. Una fear e trap, and if you get the number, then you delete am. We go see am how e happen for inside that side for Amazonia, how after 60 years for independence wey dem dey glad, how Amazonia e dey waka according to Republic. Today, my country people una mention the draft day, and we go gather for celebrate and for support them, for show them say we dey strong with them. Country people, any side where una dey, make una gather. If you dey hear me, whether na for social media, they share the video because I dey come back and I go knack the tori in the proper kind of way. I dey come. Country people, for the number 19 day for September moon 2023, na the day where we school for inside Amazonia, e be start. And it start so where Republic, dem don already start since 30. They start like for number 4 day for inside the September month. When I like 2 weeks them after their own don start, where we won't can start. Yesterday, it be a really some kind day where we be get to a program with the last 2 days we been a day where on the PG News we get with Chief Head Boy and we see the telly, thank you plenty. My people, we picking them. They go for school because we don't make them very clear. School na fighting and we must to send we picking them for school. Whether na the only way where pikin will go school, now it's supposed to go school where we IG don't open up. If na pikin where they go for nyan class, or if na pikin where they repeat the same class, we don't know. All na say pikin must go school. Sika say we President Mola Ikomesako, he ever talk at all time. Say school na fighting and all Amazonian pikin them must go school, even if na by force. We must by force them. Now me, I want Halaramo. We IG don't open school, but he open a private school. Country people on a year. All Republic governor in school there supposed to remain locked. Country people on a year fine. I don't talk my own. My IG now IG the talk. Correct talk now. Where he go stand inside we home front. No be Republic the talk again for inside home front. Country people, no one at the year and fine. For inside Palava for the 2 weeks lockdown, Commander Willie, he broke plenty talk. And he broke the talk, so I go like say, may we hear him. When I go fear how the kind of money where Republic he lost for this 2 weeks. When I go see him.
LGA. We come today for bringing out the field report. We come today for bringing out the field report based on the past 2 weeks lockdown. Yes. For all restoration forces of home front for the 13 county and 61 LGA from Amazonia, we go bring on a restoration report to analyze the work we wanna be do and for giving the result on based on to the past 2 weeks lockdown. For the past 2 weeks lockdown, we rise and say for inside Amazonia, we get a 95% total lockdown. We get a 95% total lockdown for Amazonia. For the following county, for Menchum, Donga Mantum, for Bui, for Boyo, for Momo, for Manyu, for Kupe Maninguba, for Meme, for Fako, for Ndian, for Mezam, for Kokotunja, and for Lebialem. For the 13 county them, where if we respect the lockdown for the 2 weeks, we appreciate all the generals them, all the commander them, all the foot soldier them. Now we'll go for report. For report on the ground, for which way Cameroon government be lost and which Ambazonia be gained, I will bring her for una today as una commissioner for Home Front. Yes, for ground, for the whole territory of Ambazonia, for the past 2 weeks, Cameroon government be lost 56 servicemen and women for the army. Cameroon government be lost 56 servicemen and women for the army. For the past 2 weeks for lockdown, Cameroon government be lost 56 men for the whole territory of Ambazonia. So 56 army, police and gendarme all mixed, they will die for inside Ambazonia during this lockdown. And I will call some counties them, and if I don't call your county, you know me say carry action. Most counties them, they will carry action. 80% of the county them, they will carry 1 or 2 action them for their various counties. I will report the main action them for the main count them. For Lebialem, we see how Cameroon government they go airborne. So I will first bring una the losses for Cameroon government. Cameroon government, if we lost 20 billion 201 million. Cameroon government we lost 20 billion 201 million. Just equipment. Cameroon government for this 2 weeks lockdown, if we lost 20 billion 201 million. Yes, how we lost them. If we lost a helicopter for Akum, Cameroon government we lost a military helicopter when a 9 billion. Cameroon government we lost military helicopter when a 9 billion. If we look for Akum, if we lost one heavy armor car carrier when a 183 million where we lost for the BLM all the crew members inside. Yes, and then Cameroon government again if we lost 8 Hilux light personnel carrier, 8 Hilux where we lost inside Amazonia. 1 Hilux that 18 million here for France. All these names so together Cameroon government we lost 20 billion 201 million just for equipment them including them. If we lost one helicopter when a 9 billion for one military helicopter, and then one heavy armor car carrier, where Cameroon government we lost two, and as such and those Hilux them. So now the loss that Cameroon government we lost. Then Cameroon government we lost more than 56 military people them inside Amazonia. If we lost more than 56 military people inside Amazonia, when I will see how inside Amazonia 12 of those people them they will come up for Lebialem, they will die for Lebialem. When I will see how they will die for Lebialem, 6 of those they will die for Manyu, 6 of those army die for Manyu, 8 of those army they will die for Bui,
Thank you plenty, Commander Willie. I hear how we talk say we boys the Janjan Republic so they tiptoe, they run. They never see nothing. Now firepower we will go continue for show them now. When we move on. Tori be enter for ABC Amber TV say some poor countryman where in name na Chunde Denise and a fine woman suffer fine for Republic them hand. And as we dey talk now, they come be yesterday for inside Mexican away. Them body, them broke all country people. This palaver happen so. Now for Sunday, where in be na number 17 day for this September. For place where then they call and say quick quarter inside Gum village for Noir LG. According to Tori, the man be get big wound for his hand and different places for his skin, right even serve for a man picking quarter. After this thing happened so, the Fulani them, they leave this man early so for that place. And as Tori the inter, the normal village people them, that they help this man and the woman, and then they carry go for hospital for Bafusam inside some neighbor Republic country. Country people, na early colonial Republic, the pay people this kind of wicked so. And all man, in know how colonial Republic, the wicked, so me all our ARF them. Me then stand fine because colonial Republic they do the thing for make me look like say na ARF be bad people. Coup them. I want me una know say if una the tribe was spoil with ARF their name, una own go worse pass. All the baba thing, now una go see am. And for the palaver where it happen for this village, we go see am how it happen because Kimbi dey with we, Wakaman Kimbi dey with we, and he go broke with the Tori. How it happen for that side before they can beat these people so in the proper kind of way. Me we hear you. Wakaman Kimbi.
When LJ don't turn banana center for Nakhet, see farmer them, and people the way they keep cow them and good them. This team is start strong. Now right for 2016, when the struggle we just stand and start. So if you bring governor, they use people them where they put for power inside one LJ, for the suffer the people them, where they stay for inside one LJ. The public governor, they use for people them. For this site, for do all their bad in them. They chop for place where they no plant them. This Fulani people them and Borod people them, they plenty inside GMC. They don't cause plenty problem, as whether the key, the thief, and the two born has them. And the public, they just see all the kinds of things, so they support them for support them. They share on quiet. That means they should see, we people them not safe at all inside the public people their hand. They only like them for see how we will suffer Na see now I don't see am. We the public one do am for we. They like anti would suffer. But no get all for God. Na me Wakaman Kimbi. And I dey talk to na for home front for Undaunted Pidgin News.
Thank you, plenty Wakaman Kimbi. I talk to them, then they can't make like say now we ARF them. That's what I talk. And we dey stay na for inside one also country people. If we boys then give warning country people, me una avoid for the strong hate for that warning. Make man no fall chuki for thing where you know hold water. Because see how it happen for that side for Pamo. After we boys them, they be give serious warning. But some country people they be strong hate. You see how it know happen fine for them. And people go say that we boys then do am. When I see the video, if the
Thank
video
you to
never
the Pikin. First, what it be? Pamol. Pamana company. We be start na since that time for 1996. This company there for place where they call am say Lobe, inside Indian County. This place get plantation from Banga and rubber. They make me anger and all that kind of thing where they use in Banga make am. This place get plenty workers them and they deny 1,000 them. They supply plenty money for the public work now as they work this their work so because they been a public company. For come back to for inventory for the number 18 day for this month. General manager for Pamol, Milita P.A. Solomon, they confirmed to the way be there outside. Pamol their management talk say to they attack them. And the two talk say they put them be carry weapon. They talk say this people they attack Pamol Lube Estate for camps 1 and camp 6. And people them before victim during this attack. For either this people then will die with the 4 victim who began for an NS when a big mechanic inside Pamol and a picking two for a Maxe will be to get Tiarita when a woman for some Lube mill worker and will be get Sakwe Oga where be already retire but the own work for Pamol within say may go outside the check news in where they happen the bring inside Pamol for see how way the film make am with the company better. Management people there for Pamol talk say they don't know who be attack them and they don't know why the people them be attack them. As today enter we on Dotted News, it shows say FM focus when a film marshal focus. They already do one people them for Pamol say me they tell people the way they stay for inside Lube Estate for come out but they don't go 1 year. So as film marshal focus and other Amazonian fighters them they'll attack Pamol. That fought with them will die so before victim for this attack. After when the attack be happen, film marshal be talk say this attack like just small example for team with the fist to am. I need to talk say they do this attack now because they put them for Pamol be strong hit. This Pamol attack be happen. Now all a small time after we fight them don't these Amazonian serious between the public equilibrium them and we Amazonian fight at them. That means say this 2 week countries on the soul be really strong in the Amazonia. I'm a member find say will be the holy country Sunday. Now for say more people there for Amazonia no follow the public time for back down for school. For inside these 2 weeks, as gonna be the choice between the public equilibrium and we Amazonian boys is them. At least 8 civilian them before victim and 9 the public equilibrium them to be lost their life. As we Amazonian struggle, they start small and all last turn now, big fight, Pamol, just like other company them. Where they follow na the public order them, they don't really suffer for inside the boys that hand them. Because the boys they no say that these people then they supply money for the public people them for can they attack with them. But boys them they still fight for we. And we know so we define now for the right thing. And one day we could feel. Na me, Wakaman Kimbi. And I dey talk so now for home front for Undaunted Pidgin News.
Thank you again, Wakaman Kimbi. We don't hear you. I said the Colonial Republic, they don't like we. I dey talk am every day and I go continue for talk am. I dey feel like for cry for all we country people where they decide for fall for that trap for palava where they call as a DDR. Sick I say any man where he join them, he name na sorry. This country man where when I see and so na DDR person o and he die so na yesterday. Country people, when this man believe say DDR na man na place where he go feel help but instead na he kill him. Country people, if any person fit believe for DDR, that means say that person fit believe say pussy fit born cow. Republic governor no fit even pay suffer worker them where they work for them. Then are we country people where he go come, he promise and then he go pay. Wakaman Kimbi still get story again for buck and for week concerning how a Republic he do for palava salary for people them for that side for Kumba. Wakaman Kimbi open am for we will hear you.
My country people them, it don't reach now on a level we work people them for the public for Victoria don't decide say they go start their own protest because the public governor never pay them money for more them where they don't work. The way they be protest, be sure say they should not for aside talk say they no go work again. For the number 19 day for this month, Mayor for Colonial the Public Council for Victoria, Begore Mewanu, call meeting, say me they should talk for this matter. 24 hours and I say, chairman for this meeting, go be na Columbia SGO for Meme County, Chamberlain, Dundong. Now we pons it, they ask him say, how this chief for them? They receive na Columbia SGO, when I then they cause the parents who for be chairman for this kind of meeting. Now so plenty people then talk say, this kind of meeting so, better thing will come off for day. Colonial City Mayor they talk say, this meeting, now fix some problem them, and some misunderstanding them, we run the between the workers them, for this council, and their chair people them. But the old Siam, if he said Tonton been at that kind of meeting way, they could talk now about the strike with the council people them be Holam. For the strike, we see that the council people them for Victoria. The whole peace plan them, and paper board them where they run right on top. The worker, the strike, they close door them for council bidding. Talk say they no go work again. So tell the public now, pay their 8 months money, we do not pay them. Money for 8 months no mean bonbon. There'll be small money that these people they not serious. How the thing say these people they chop, or the thing say these people they not stick them where they know the chop. The workers them put this paper board them with the right on top. For on top this Republic Council gate. For on top on this paper board them, they write and say who said they go take money for send their picking them back for school. So when they write and say who said they would take money for pay landlord, so that mean they don't drive them for house because the landlord them does start to complain. With all this thing that will happen, so see with Gregory, me want to be careful talk now say so on this worker they innocent, but not a bad friend them, don't drag them enter inside this strike with the whole It talk say in be explain the way this action go and why this people them take this strike now so. But na so this people then never talk. When they do something way bad, they act like say they don't know what they happen. So tell they call action with this worker then take out for strike, say negative action. I just want to ask and say if the Republican government for really pay this people them, their money where they owe them. It's scared if come off outside the strike. For call this strike, where these people them hold them, see negative action. Just so say the Republican government, they don't like and say move they fine. They don't get good heart at all. And they don't check say which we need this money for to do what's in them. They have say me they send picking them for school. They think say they go use na stone and send a picking them for school. Na see what will happen for Isara Tori. Na me wakaman kimbi, and I talk so na for home front for Undaunted PG News.
Thank you, Master Kimbi. May we see the work where Republic then they do for we country after 6 years for independence. And then we go know we all this talk where then they talk for them up na lie. I don't talk say Republic, they not like we. Now only sabi for Kiwi, now when they sabi. But we fix we country if all we decide for separate as we talk. Country people, we go enter for that side for Ekondo Titi. I say road where e dey for that side for Ekondo Titi na helele. We go enter, we go see and how we chop. If you carry chop for inside motor, e go pass you. Countryman, play me video me with the see am. Na road that. Una dey see am, na in that. Na country where the glad 60 years after independence, so see their road. That means say we country people get for start lead na how for disappear now or na how. Because how many say person go fit pass for this kind of road with the motor where it carry thing like a chop or different thing there. That means say hungry go only kill some man for the place. If na that road where we go use them for pass with the motor. Country people, which day we go free? Which day we go free for this thief Republic them hand? Wakaman Kimbi still get some tori way he go knock am for we for this the same week when na palava for road and this time we go then inside that side for Bamenda. Wakaman, I bet crack with it tori me we hear prop.
Thank you to the picking. My country people them. For that side for Bamenda, the shock will be there inside Old Town. Police Thursday we just pass. Bibina some taxi man. We fall with the taxi inside Big Wataho. We undaunted to the people them. For home front, go for that side for Old Town. For place where this motor fall inside Wataho. We see how way the motor still there inside the hole, upside down, with the oil tire them for up. That means say plenty people them, be there the space, they look the motor. They be really the wonder whether the taxi man come out alive. We people them say this kind of accident so now because of the kind bad partial them where the public governor don't bring them for inside with land. Road them, we not even get road sign them. And we know see all this kind of thing road sign and so they're important because they're the hell of people them for avoid the kind of accident them. Vicinary Junction and Ayaba Road supposed to have been a big road them where the hell up for work come out inside Ambazonia, enter inside other country them like in Nigeria so. But since where the public governor council inside Bamenda started to say they will fix this road, they never do no better work under the road. Now still the road that as it is so. Now so these people in the ever day. Plenty driver and for the road, they really vex. How they be start say they will fix the road things, but they still this so. It still stand for the How they will start them? Republic people them, there is also can't win a red drum for this space. The make road the slice like a okra, and paint more to the fluff for the road. This kind road way bad so, and it is slice like a okra, and you no get no road sign for help driver them. Now to the kind road way, if you make a man get accident anytime. Now so some by man to come, with plenty vex. They find in a say, passenger them for the motor, they become out, where they no get plenty wound. Now only driver will be get some big car wound. They carry the driver, they don't go hospital up. My country people them, now only for the lookout, we work out to this guy road them with your motor. Muna take care, and Muna lookout. Na me waka man kimbi. And I talk to na for home front for unlimited pigeon news. But country people them, they want a tori for that side for Babanju. Contractor them, where they fix the 52-kilometer road, with the join Babanju and Bamenda. They talk say they work the store like in Yamangoro because they rain the fall plenty. And Petru no day for continue work. They talk this thing as well now for some meeting with colonial minister of work Emmanuel Ganu Jumesi be Holam for Wednesday, the number 20 day for this month. Missy with the Biholam for talk about how we walk the go for the route. Some contractor talk say the first section for the road with the Ronstatam na 17 kilometers. Good with the join Babanju and Matazem. They say they don't work sort of 70% of this work for this 17 kilometers section of the road. The workers then talk say rain fall plenty and for no day and the cost work the slow. Prince Anyangwe, when a project director don't talk say he shows you work for the 17 kilometers where they start already, we finish up for December. Bones, when a Cameroon construction company, they work the 17-kilometer road for 13 billion francs. Ignatius Nom, project manager for Lot 1 and Lot 2 for Bamenda Babanji Road, talk say work the slow that because fuel no they come easily because of plenty country Sunday where the occur for we side. He talked to say this 2-week country Sunday who hold am so, it be really disturb Marcia them for come for workplace. Petrol now the strong forget them for Cameroon. As we in money for petrol for Nigeria don't climb to plenty. Petrol where they come out Nigeria enter Cameroon, no easy forget them again as it is today. So now it really hard. For plenty company them for Cameroon for the do work as they best do them because the company them they will take petrol now for Nigeria. That means say money for this construction work for this route will start as since 2017 now 113 billion francs. Sugas Atom, when a contracting company, we start this work since then level now for 2020. Before now, we bonds don't carry the work, continue them. Work done they go on now only for place where this route start for inside Babanjo. And as still for day where the work still day, then over go no side, there is also gain a complaint. Now me Wakaman Kimbi. And I talk so now for home front for undaunted pigeon news.
Thank you plenty Wakaman Kimbi for this proper story where you broken for we today. You don't open our fan we country people they see how it happen for we country after 60 years where then the glad say independence. Today country people as una sabi and na Metro County them draft day. Country people una sabi and say today na Metro people that draft day and we supposed to gather we self. And una know say na we country fashion say anytime we get we draft day, we go gather we self for we number them for can support the people when at that draft day. We must to stand for sure we boys them say we deal with them. We don't see how we thing they don't turn back. They don't come back now for fire power. How we boys them the show Republic their pork for that side for home front. Republic no even fit do anything again. Power, you know they them. Power don't come back for we IG their hand. All the fine things already happen. So now because for the support where we country people, there is support for the draft. So I recall all man say me we join with President Samuel Komesako for support. Put money, shook your hand inside your pocket for flop this basket for men's room, then draft day. Country people, as Nasabi and my under finish for here. And at the way to now for the draft day, country people may we come out after this, we dey now for Zoom meeting. I go leave and so and I go give pass from the director and he go finish and when I stay fine.
Thank you, Tori Pikinso, for that details away. Don't bring them away from home front. We take opportunity for every draft day like this one. But make sure say make we inform people at least make they understand reason why we independence be for which we bookman talk say be inevitable. Now be how we Mr. President is be talk for Thursday. He said now fight way we not feel lost am again. We don't really go now go. There is no turning back like book people talk. So as soon as I be tell una, I have with me on the platform this evening, uh, Reverend Commando, who is an official of the Menchum County, Pastor Barrister Fru John. So as always, thank you, sir, for joining us, and Barrister team. Gentlemen, your good evening, and welcome to this important broadcast.
Good evening,
Good
Paddy,
evening and
and
welcome.
thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having all of us here, and thank Menjum for being our host for today.
Yes, Pastor Commando, you have two devices on. You may have to look for a way to resolve the sound of one. You go ahead, please.
Okay. I salute all people in the house, and I welcome Barrister Fru, Barrister team. I call them my learned friends, as I am an educated colleague. Welcome to the house, and welcome to Minchum, your county. We are all Ambazonians.
So, Pastor Commando, tell us, Pastor Commando, tell us something. Is it Menchum or Menchum? Because we're doing it the grammar way.
It's
Menchum.
Menchum.
Or Menchum. Which one is it?
Menchum.
Menchum.
Right.
Menchum. Oh, I wish Star Smart can hear that. Menchum. Fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to Menchum. Barrister Fru, Menchum is very strategic as far as I'm talking geopolitically. Menchum is a very strategic county in Ambazonia. And today, Ambazonians would have to see that important geopolitical positioning of Menchum and to see why the draft of Menchum is imperative. You want to talk to us, please?
Yes, thank you, Paddy. Menchum lies almost at the boundary with Nigeria, and inside almost at the boundary with Mezam. Menchum borders Mezam and borders Nigeria. Menchum is a strategic county where we have a lot of Bororos coming in from Nigeria, a lot of Fulanis coming in from Nigeria and compromising with our Republic to tantalize our people and to try to destroy this our struggle by using these Bororo people and Fulani people who are not even from Menchum. They are coming in from Nigeria, and we have to do everything today, ladies and gentlemen, all Ambazonians around the world and the home front, and especially in the Americas, United States, South America, Central America, Canada, and all over the world. Please join us to raise some money to protect the only county that borders with Nigeria. Of course, one of the only, because Donga and Mantontu borders with Nigeria. Manu 2 borders with Nigeria, but these three counties are at the periphery between Ambazonia and Nigeria. And they are vulnerable because of the compromised situation of the various tribes that surround, the various Nigerian tribes that surround Ambazonia. And La Republic is using that as a stepping stone to destroy our people. Secondly, La Republic has gone and built one of the largest gendarmerie posts in Menchum, and they have so many military outposts in Menchum, and we need to take them out. And in order to take them out, we need money. We need money. We need everybody to put his hand deep in his pocket and help Menchum out. I am not very good at geography. I think that our two ladies, our two journalists and presenters and anchor women will best present Munchum better than me. Thank you.
Yeah, I think they have a very beautiful presentation of Menchum this evening. I look forward to it. But before that, let me hear from you, Barrister Mbesa.
Well, this is Menchum. The story of the Boros being in Menchum and creating problems should not distract us. The Boros did not come to Menchum this year. They've been there for eternity with the people. On the contrary, the people is hiring the Boros to do a dirty job for them. And those of them who cooperate with the government of Cameroon to do us harm will have to pay the price. It's no exaggeration. We all know what happened in Garbo. They only recruited the Boros to do a dirty job for them. And after that, where the Boros who did the job, they all disappeared. They melted into thin air. In fact, they went into hiding in Republic. So, the Boros who are in Menchum shall be they are part of Ambazonia, and they shall remain part of Ambazonia. They shall live with us as Boros of Ambazonia without doing harm to any other people. So the pretext that these people are coming from Nigeria is just a pretext fabricated by Yaoundé to hide their tracks, to let us think that they're not coming from them. So that is not a problem. Again, those are them who cooperate with Yaoundé who pay the price when the time comes. But even before the time comes, it is our duty as Ambazonians to join in drafting Menchum. The idea of drafting from one county to the other was not a mistake. For we all know that there's a saying in English that all fingers are not the same, but every finger plays an important role. So let us come to Menchum. Let us draft and draft and draft as never before. But in hindsight, remember, President Sako told us something. The revolution is not the job of the majority. It is the job of a devoted minority. So no matter how we do it, we shall succeed. The few devoted ones, dedicated ones, will succeed in Ambazonia, they will succeed in Menchum. So don't be discouraged. All fingers are not the same, but every finger is important. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Barrister Fro Mbesa, for that. Reverend Commando, you seemingly you are the star of the night. The last month, well, this is rhetorical, but you are the last man standing for Menchum County. Tell us how the county is preparing to receive Ambazonia tonight. And I want to remind Ambazonians, please keep sharing the Zoom link and inviting Ambazonians to be a part of this show. Please keep sharing the Zoom link. For those of you who are watching us, you can use your second device to connect on the Zoom, because at any moment from now, the show will be interrupted and we will have officials of Menchu coordinate their draft of this evening. Pastor Commando, please talk to us.
Yeah, Paddy, I want to say that I'm having a lot of difficulties with the sound, understanding what the other people are saying and what you are saying. In whatever situation, we are here
Now,
for
the
mention.
reason is you're connected with two devices on the same system, and you need an earpiece to get the sound. But every other person is getting the sound well. You may want to consider leaving Zoom with the device you're using so that you focused on vMix and get our sound.
Okay. All right. Let me take away this sound. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay,
1 minute.
while we will get Pastor Commando back, I want us to get into something very important, and when he comes, we'll get that back. So I'll be handing over the mic to Onye, who is going to introduce to us the first segment of our historical review of the night. You know, we take advantage of every draft day. We get. Are you back, Pastor Commando? Can we hear you now?
Hello?
Are you back, Pastor Commando? Can we hear you now? Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
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 Can you hear us now? Are you good to go with sound now, Pastor Commando?
Yes. Paddy, thank you so much. And thank you, Barrister Team. Thank you, Barrister Fru, and all our people who are on Zoom for this special occasion, being the 10th in our interim government's plan to send out the occupiers by this exercise. We are very grateful that you have come. And I just read in the chat somebody correcting or making a challenge that the way I pronounce Menchum is my own way of pronouncing it. It could be he is the son of the soil, because we learned it from school. We used to call it Muchu. And since I'm not directly from womb, we have different dialects, so maybe they call it differently. Anyway, we came in here to draft Menchum because our decision in Ambazonia is to drive out La Republique until the last man from La Republique has left Ambazonia. And that's why we are here. Minchim, being the 10th county that we are launching this draft, is having a very special place in the history of Ambazonia as a whole. If I'm not mistaken, the barristers are in the house to correct me. Minchim was one of the first carved out counties in the days of Ahijo, when they were doing their divide and rule. And so Minchim became one of the first what they call divisions, which we call now county. And as we have been hearing, Minchim is very, very special. And a land that the herdsmen are fighting together with the farmers, because the farmers, especially the Ishimbi granite, which is known all over the nation of Ambazonia and in the neighboring country like Republic of Cameroon, puts the landscape of Menchum in Ambazonia to be very special. I won't talk of the features that we all know, which are very prominent: the airstrip that was taken away, the water that was taken away, the Minchum Fall that can produce and make our children not to get out of Ambazonia to look for green pastures, because very green pastures are right there behind their houses. But La Republic has made it in such a way that we shouldn't get it. And bringing impostors like Dampolo to buy over the whole land with peanuts and drive the people out, and when they cannot do the stage play murder and kill our people, and then try to say that it is the Ambazonian people who are doing it. I think the decision of this interim government to bring us into Minchim at a time like this is for us to draft, as I've been hearing in all the other drafts, that speeches are very important and very good, but at this time, we appreciate so many of us whom I believe that if you were not personally called into this particular duty, you would have given up, as those who thought that it was a walk in the park have already given up. And those who have been deceived, you would have been deceived too. But we have been squeezing ourselves to make sure that we send La Republique out of our land until the last man gets out of that land. And that's what this draft is all about. And so I want to say that Minchim has a very plausible, and so many people inside here, like Nijo, he grew up and he did some studies in Minchim, as he was telling me. And he mentioned the place which I have never been there, and started telling me about the oil production in that place, the groundnut in that place, and so many other things that La Republique, out of jealousy and wickedness, wants to deprive us of. Fellow Ambazonians, I want to tell us that this battle we are fighting did not start with us. Other nations that Ambazonians are running to did fight as we are fighting, but there was no social media to exaggerate and try to bastardize our consciences to die so that we can leave the impostors to take over our land. But we have decided we are not going to let go. And so I want to again thank all of us for coming in, and wish that this exercise will definitely bring about the liberation, freedom of the Ambazonian people, especially the Minchim County, where we have one of the bread baskets of Ambazonia. And so we are saying that, welcome. Over to you, Paddy.
Thank you very much. Without much ado, we want to get historical review of this country. We thank you, Barrister Fru, for saying that we do a lot of research to put together these details, and Onye Opala will be leading us into that segment. Stay tuned.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Tar. And this evening, before we bring you the geographical nature, all the tourist attraction places in Menchum, just like Barrister Fru said, and I'm sure that he knows that we've done all our research and we are ready to give nothing but the best. There are some trending stories from the home front that I would like to keep updated with before I actually that part of the editorial to you. Now, there is this report about the bad road network in Ambazonia, and it has been killing and it's still killing Amazonians. In fact, this report said that a particular taxi, while trying to dodge the bad spots, fell into a pit and died. Not just him, but the passengers who were on board as well, they died in that bad spot. This happened in Bamenda. So you can imagine, Amazonians are not just being tortured, Amazonians are also dying due to bad roads, basic amenity like a bad road. Now, that's not all. In Babaju Bamenda as well, La Republic du Cameroon government contractors are given flimsy excuses why they cannot do the work that they are supposed to do. That again is causing terrible traffic. You can see, travelers coming down to push a bus just because the bus can go through the road. How much more will they suffer? They suffer for fuel scarcity, they suffer for bad road, they suffer all manner of things. That's not all as well. What about the people of Ndop? The people of Ndop are not even left out of this whole bad road issue. This is even a bridge, a mere bridge that leads children to school, leads mothers to the farm, allows fathers to go to work. That is also being affected. Now you can imagine people can't even have access within their communities, within their local government areas, within their villages. People can't even have. Oh no, just look at the video for yourself. This is really, really terrible. And this and more should be the reason every ambassador should drive, because if the interim government led by President Sako is actually in charge, I mean, reports like this would not be the order of the day. But here, this is what we have. Very terrible. How would people cross this right now? I mean, just imagine how scary this even looks. And yet, it is not even available for people to pass through. Oh, well. We all know that this is what the people at the home front are going through. And so all we can do is to ensure that we draft all we can so that the story can change, so that we can change the narrative as well as changing the agenda. Tonight we draft for Menchum County. And just like Barry Sefu had suggested earlier, we have this editorial for you that will teach you all about Menchum County, just in case you do not know. And of course, Star Smart is in the other studio, ready to give.
It's another weekend to present to the world and Ambazonians information they need to know about the county drafting today, Menchum. Once again, we'll bring this editorial about Menchum County in bits. For the first part, let's take a look at a brief historical timeline of the Menchum County of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Menchum County, located in the Southern Cameroons region, has a rich historical background that dates back centuries. This area, nestled in the Midland Zone highlands of Ambazonia, is known for its cultural diversity, lush landscapes, and vibrant traditions. The county covers an area of 4,469 kilometers square, and as of 2005, by the colonial administration, had a total population of 161,998 people. The capital of the county lies at Wum. The Menchum Rivers drains this area, flowing westwards into Nigeria to join the Benue River. To fully appreciate the significance of Menchum County, it is important to delve into its historical timeline. The pre-colonial era. The pre-colonial era witnessed the establishment of several indigenous tribes in Menchum County. These tribes, including the Bafokum, Bum, and Furuawa, lived on the fertile lands and developed their unique customs and traditions. This period marked the emergence of small chiefdoms where ruling families held authority and governed their respective communities. The colonial rule. In the late 19th century, the scramble for Africa intensified and European powers sought territories to colonize. German colonial forces arrived in Menchum County in 1901, imposing their influence on the communities. German colonial rule brought significant changes, including the introduction of Christianity, the establishment of administrative structures, and the exploitation of natural resources, such as timber and agricultural produce. The British administration, following World War I, the Treaty of Versailles transferred German colonial territories to the British and French. Menchum County fell under British rule in 1916 under the British administration. Menchum County became part of the larger British Cameroons territory. The British fostered economic development, improved infrastructure, and introduced formal education to the region. Additionally, They inherited and maintained native systems of governance, recognizing and working with local chiefs. The independence struggle in the 1950s and 1960s, the drive for independence swept across Africa, and the people of Menchim County actively participated in this movement. They joined the Southern Cameroon's National Council, the SCNC, alongside other regions under British rule, advocating for self-governance and the right to determine their own destiny. Menchim County plays a significant role in organizing protests, demonstrations, and strikes to demand the independence of the Southern Cameroons suffering from French Cameroon's belligerent occupation. The failed unification and current status, while in 1961, as the British Cameroons prepared for independence, a plebiscite was held to allow the people of Southern Cameroons choose their political future. According to questionable statistics, the majority voted to join the French Cameroon, which had gained independence from France on January 1st the previous year. Unfortunately, after the invasion of Southern Cameroons by Ahidjo with an attempted fake union, Menchim County thus became part of the annexed, but the sentiment of self-determination and total freedom continued among the people of Menchim County even until date. In recent years, calls for the restored independence of Southern Cameroons to be actualized have grown louder in Menchim County, reflecting the ongoing genocide in Southern Cameroons. The struggles for recognition and preservation of cultural heritage, economic development, and political representation persist, contributing to the evolution of Menchim County's history in the present-day context. The historical timeline of Menchim County in Southern Cameroons encompasses a pre-colonial era, German and British administration, the pursuit of independence, and forceful integration into La République du Cameroon. The country's rich cultural diversity, natural beauty, and historical significance makes it a vital part of the Southern Cameroon's heritage. However, ongoing political and socio-economic challenges highlight the importance of addressing the aspirations and concerns of the people of Menchim County to foster harmony and progress in the area. Well, that's it about the first part of our editorial on Menchim County. For the next part of our editorial, we'll take a look at the people of Menchim County of Southern Cameroons, a cultural tapestry of optimism, longevity, and resilience.
That was amazing there, Stasma. Thank you very much. We will get to that part, hopefully. And Barrister Fro, we're back again.
Yes. Yes.
Before we even proceed with the conversation, I'd like to encourage Ambazonians, keep inviting people to join the Zoom. Keep inviting people to join the Zoom. We have about 15 places to go, and immediately we get to that, I believe the Zoom meeting will begin officially. Please, Barrister Fu.
Yes, I wanted to point out succinctly that the womb division, which is now baptized by La République using the waterfall as Menchum, played a very important economic and political life in the Southern Cameroons. The thing that comes to mind is the political leaders of Menchum were more aligned to Dr. E.M.L. Ndele than to Foncha. And they voted during the plebiscite, if the statistics are correct, they did not vote to go to La République du Cameroon. That part of the Southern Cameroon, which was then called Womb Division, led by one top politician of the KNC, of Dr. E.M.L. Ndele, was Honorable Kankolo, and a few others. They galvanized all the population in Womb to make sure that we do not go to where we do not know. And so they didn't vote for joining.
So literally speaking,
they did,
a
they,
lot of Amazonians are not there.
yes, they did not vote to go to La République du Cameroon like Mezam and other places and Manu. Well, you call them Mezam now, but it was then Bamenda Division and Manfe Division. Everybody voted KNDP, but Menchum did not, and Baso, and so then was called Baso, did not vote for to go to La République. That is what I remember of Menchum. And economic life, the most important company, one of the most important company that the Southern Cameroons instituted in Menchum was the Womb Development Agency, the WADA. The WADA became a very important development tool in Menchum, and made Menchum very, very important. Well, I call it now Menchum, but it was then called the Womb Division. And one of the first things that Ahijo and Bia did was to close down WADA. And that affected the economic life wire of the people of Menchum, what they call Menchum today. So Menchum remains a very important part of Ambazonia, and that is why we need to do everything possible to save Menchum by drafting heavily, drafting like we have never done before, so that we can protect that part of Ambazonia that remains important economically for the life of the Ambazonian government. You want to know that the Menchum Pole, the capacity of a Menchum Pole is capable of lighting, of providing hydroelectricity not only to the southern Cameroon but to most parts of Nigeria, given the power, the power that fall of that. Yes, and it is a very important. It is a very important economic infrastructure that the Ambazonian government will develop very quickly for its development. So we need to salvage it right now before it's too late. We need to do everything to make sure La République does not kill everybody there, to make sure La République does not continue to occupy that part of Ambazonia. Thank you, Paddy.
And Barrister Tim, come to think of it, these are just some basic realities about us, and we're not taught in school. We're just some of these facts, the artifacts, the anthropological history, the truth about the potential of Southern Cameroons was intentionally excluded from our curriculum.
Before you go to Barrister Tim, let me add some a terrible event that La République orchestrated on Menchum, knowing the importance of Menchum. The Legnos disaster was not a natural disaster as some people think. La République offered Menchum to make money so that a certain country, I will not name it, should test its chemical weapons or whatever weapons in Menchum. And that caused the life of more than 3,000 people, and more than 700 and something thousand cattle and animals were lost in Menchum. So that is to show you how La République felt that Menchum, even though at the tail end of the part of Ambazonia, was so important that they needed to cram down on the people and suppress them from going any further.
Yeah.
Wow.
Barrister Tim, please. Barrister Tim, please.
Okay.
Okay. I thought Barrister Fu was talking. Now,
No.
let us go back. We'll go back to Menchum and go back to Womb in the 1960s. It's important for us to know that as of 1960, 61, There were only 6 counties in the whole of southern Cameroon, British southern Cameroon. There was Wom, there was Nkambe, there was Bamenda, there was Mamfe, there was Kumba, there was Victoria, and then there was
No, that's it.
yes. So those were the 6 divisions, and they were very, very strategic. The government of West Cameroon had every bit of interest in everything they were doing. They were very foresighted. WADA, which stood for Womb Development Authority, it
It,
was called Womb Development Authority, had a lot of meaning. If we had survived, that Womb Development Authority would have been able, under its auspices, to transform the womb waterfalls for their own local consumption and for exportation to the nearest beneficiaries in Nigeria. That alone could have even sponsored the whole government of West Cameroon. Womb Development Authority, if it have survived, what we call the Bororo fighting left and right with the herdsmen and the other farmers, would never have existed. WADA would have programmed, because there's no reason why 50 years, 60 years after so-called independence, herdsmen should be fighting with ordinary farmers. If in Belgium, if in Holland, a farmer, if in South Africa, a farmer can rear 1,000 cows on a small acre of land, what prevents a womb herdsman from benefiting from that same thing? They will rear their cows as we go forward, not just for meat consumption. Now, their cows will also produce milk, which can be produced, which can be transformed into so many different things useful to the world, not just to the womb people alone. So they have this very, very big potentials lying there. That La Republic, not because they didn't know, it has deliberately left undeveloped. Can somebody say that La Republic does not know the value of electricity? They know it. Why would they prefer a day to womb waterfalls? It's because they want to punish them, not just for being Amazonians, but for, as Basafu says, for dating to vote against joining them in 1961. So the penalty comes on. But going forward, today we are for the draft. What do we have in stock for Menchum, formerly called WOM? This review of history is important for us to know what lies in stock. Because when we say we have revived the interim government has revived the Frontier, the Jua government. We mean a lot. We have invoked their vision of what West Cameroon should have been and what it should be. And so, if that is what we are doing, WOM is not left behind. WOM is still a very strategic county. It's a very strategic part of Amazonia. It's a very strategic part of Africa, given the potential that they have. And so, going forward, as I've said, all fingers are not the same. If you take every county of Amazonia, they have something each to offer. And so, all fingers are not the same, but every finger is important. So again, as we come to WOM, to mention, let's draft without looking back. Let's look forward for the glory that lies ahead.
Yeah.
And draft until we revive WOM, we revive Menchum of the 1960s. In other words, we revive their vision. I think they still suffer, like the other areas of Norway, they still suffer from this nonsense dream of so-called ring road. We're still talking about the ring road 70 years after independence. What do we need that ring road for? There would have been 1,001 other roads. This so-called ring road that was supposed to connect Bamenda going around the whole place is not what he would have been doing today. We would have ceased talking about ring roads. We would have been talking about highways from Bamenda to Nsot, from Nsot to Kambe, from Kambe to Wom. No longer the nonsense of ring road that has never passed. And that will continue to regret over it. But again, we cannot forget, because these are failed promises. Those are reminders that we know where we are going to, and we know where we are coming from. We are living here, apparently to get to purgatory first, then eventually we're in heaven. Thank you.
That's amazing. We need to discover more about the people of Menchum, like which is, I think that's the prime reason for a pre-draft. So we know the county, we know the suffering that the people are going through. Menchum started the genocide in Menchum went to a peak in the 80s. That is nine. I think that should be 1986 when of the Legnios
Yeah.
disaster. I would say it is a Legnos massacre that they want us to think that is a natural disaster. Pastor Commander, I'll be back with you before we get into the second part of a historical review where we get in depth to who the Menchum people are. You may want to tell us what are some of the current challenges that the county is facing and how do you think that Amazonian people should help, first of all, to mobilize human resources as well as financial resources, which is the aim of tonight. Please talk to us.
Yes. The two barristers are my seniors, and I'm following them closely. And what they have said, especially when Foncha and Endele were in the struggle, they supported Endele. And that's why they became what they call petition writers. So if you want to get the highest petition against any government that wasn't doing fine, when you get down to Minchum, you'll be getting those people with their pens ready to write. Minchum was one of the first divisions, like they have mentioned, that with their politicians, they had the roots. TARH, you had a free ride from womb to where going to where you had to pass through WADA. Yeah, WADA, which is Womb Area Development Authority, had all that could employ an average Amazonian. While still growing up there, I was told that it came to a point where WADA had about 2,000 workers. I don't know how true that is, but then I remember that their corn alone, they were able to sustain the whole of Amazonia with their corn. They had rice farms and other things there. But I want to tell Amazonians that till today, it has been very much reported, and that's why we need to fight to get Minchum County out of the hands of La République du Cameroon and make sure that the last Minyamove, we call the people from Yaoundé Minyamove, that they get out of our land. Because wherever they go, there is a hindrance to development and a hindrance for people to think. And WADA had enough that, as I said, our people would not have gone out of the land. There is a reliable source. This man is now with us. He is the son of the soil. He is one of the only survivors who have gone to Furawa and stayed there as a senior divisional officer, which is rightly a county mayor, as I can call in Amazonia, that he called me and said, hey, do you know that you don't know what is found in Womb and in Minchum in particular? And then he told me some certain places that I would not mention the places here so that La Republic should not hear and go there. But in Minchum County, there is a place there that this man says that it has all the species trees in the
Pastor
world.
Commando, let me Pastor Commando, let me interrupt you a little bit. Pastor Commando, let me interrupt you a little bit. We don't have so much time for that hyping. This is the concern which you may want to tell Ambazonia very briefly.
Okay.
You seem to be the last man standing, in quotes, last man standing for the country. What do you think Ambazonians can do to help you in this country, not just for the resources that we're putting together for you tonight?
What do you think Abazel is going to do? What? I didn't get that.
How can Ambazonians help you in this county, help you to rebuild the county as it is right now? What are some of the challenges, current challenges that the county is facing?
Still getting difficulties hearing, you know. It's echoing seriously that I cannot get. If there's a way to
Okay,
write it,
I'm going to
I
try
can
to
read it
get
on chat.
Pastor. Okay, no problem, Pastor Commando. I'll try to get you at the background, but before we do that, I'll get you to come and give that last statement because this show has got to stop any minute from now. But before that, we want to discover a little bit more about the people of Menchum and other very important aspects of Menchum as we gain our independence. What are some of the cultural and touristic advantages of Menchum that you who are watching us home and abroad, for those of our children, like my children, none of them were born in Amazonia or in the Cameroons. If they want to go back someday, why would they be going to visit Menchum? This is what we need to discover. And right after the break, we'll hear from Pastor Commando tell us how he needs the people of Menchum. Pastor Commando.
Well, on to the next part. Let's dive into the people of Menchum County of Southern Cameroon, a cultural tapestry of optimism, longevity, and resilience. Steeped in history and adorned with breathtaking landscapes, Menchum County in Southern Cameroon invites visitors to embark on a journey that not only unravels its rich culture and traditions, but also showcases its fascinating touristic attractions and unique livelihood. This piece aims to explore the multifaceted aspects of the people of Menchum County, highlighting their vibrant culture, diverse traditions, and mesmerizing touristic attractions, including the remarkable resilience they exhibit in pursuit of prosperity. Well, as you already know, Menchum County is home to a population hailing from various ethnic groups such as the Awing, Boom, Unso, and many others. This amalgamation of diverse communities has given rise to a culture that is as colorful as it is harmonious. The people of Menchum County are known for their warm hospitality and friendly nature, embracing visitors with open arms. Their optimism is infectious as they believe in the power of unity and derive strength from their cultural heritage to overcome challenges. Well, this collective optimism is palpable in their daily lives, where songs, dances, and storytelling represent an integral part of their social fabric. The deep-rooted traditions in Menchum County stand as a testament to the millennia of history that has shaped the region. With undeniable pride, the local communities hand down their customs from generation to generation, preserving age-old rituals and celebrations. The Anwa and Songwa Festival, for instance, is an occasion where the people of Menchum County gather to honor their ancestors through music, through dancing, and elaborate traditional attire. These vibrant events allow tourists to not only witness the authentic cultural practices, but also partake in the festivities, forgoing a bond with the local populace, and living with a renewed sense of admiration for their heritage. Tourists are spoiled for choice when it comes to exploring the natural wonders of Menchum County. Nestled within the awe-inspiring landscape lies the Menchum Falls, a cascading spectacle that mesmerizes all who lays eyes upon it. The falls, with their thundering waters, represent not only a visual threat, but also a source of hydroelectric power that aids the development of the local communities. Additionally, Menchum County is blessed with abundant wildlife, making it a prime destination for ecotourism. Visitors can embark on adventurous safaris to encounter majestic elephants, rare primates, and a plethora of colorful bird species in the Bafut Ngimba Forest Reserve. The exquisite harmony between man and nature in Menchum County leaves an indelible mark on the hearts of those fortunate enough to experience it. While cultural preservation and tourism plays vital roles in shaping Menchum County, the people's livelihood is at the core of the resilience and progress. Agriculture forms the backbone of the local economy, with communities relying on the cultivation of crops such as maize, rice, and yams. The ingenuity of the people is evident in their adoption of sustainable farming practices such as terrace farming, which enhances productivity while preserving the fragile ecosystem. Menchum County is also blessed with vast forest resources, providing an opportunity for sustainable logging and the promotion of eco-friendly industries. By harnessing the potential of these resources, the people of Menchum County demonstrate their unwavering pursuit of economic growth while ensuring the preservation of their natural habitat. Menchum County in southern Cameroon is a fascinating tapestry of culture, traditions, touristic attractions, and livelihood. The optimism that permeates the air mirrors the resilience of its people who cherish their heritage, embrace tourism, and strive for sustainable development. This region not only presents an opportunity for adventure and exploration, but also a chance to witness a community that treasures its past, celebrates its present, and look forward to a promising future. A visit to Menchum County is an invitation to be uplifted by its vibrant culture, enchanted by its natural wonders, and inspired by the unyielding spirit of its people. Menchum County and the Amazonian War of Independence. While in the heartland of southern Cameroon lies the enchanting Menchum County, a region known for its lush green valleys, breathtaking mountains, and serene rivers. With a population that exudes resilience and determination, the people of Menchum County have become integral players in the Amazonian War of Independence. The struggle for self-determination presents a complex story of hope, struggle, and the desire for freedom. The Amazonian War of Independence, also referred to as the Anglophone Crisis, emerged as a response to the marginalization, discrimination, and assimilation policies faced by the peoples of southern Cameroon within the Cameroons. The colonial government's failure to acknowledge the unique cultural, linguistic, legal, and historical aspects of the southern Cameroon's territory fueled the fire of discontent, prompting these vibrant communities to rise in pursuit of liberty. Within Menchum County, the spirit of resilience is palpable. The people, deeply connected to their land and traditions, have organized themselves into local self-defense groups to protect their communities from the excesses of the French Cameroonian colonial military. Which has been accused of committing numerous human rights violations. This grassroots movement showcases the unwavering determination of the populace to safeguard their families, their heritage, and their future. Despite the tumultuous nature of the conflict, the people of Menchum County have not lost hope. Families continue to send their children to school despite the intermittent disruptions that affect their education. Community leaders foster a sense of unity, encouraging the preservation of cultural practices and the pursuit of academic excellence within the constraints of the conflict. Well, through this, they ensure that the next generation is not only prepared to shoulder the responsibility of nation building, but it also is empowered to secure a better future for themselves. In times of crisis, Menchum County has demonstrated its remarkable resolve by seeking innovative ways to sustain economic activities. Agriculture, particularly the cultivation of cash crops such as coffee, cocoa, and palm oil, has become a lifeline for many families affected by the war. The resilience and ingenuity of the people have allowed them to weather the storm and maintain a sense of economic stability amidst the chaos. However, it is imperative to acknowledge the devastating impact of the Amazonian war on the people of Menchum County. Lives have been lost, infrastructure destroyed, and the social fabric of communities strained. The unresolved conflict has created a fertile ground for poverty, displacement, and human suffering. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the people of Menchum County continue to demonstrate incredible courage and determination, inspiring hope for a peaceful resolution and a brighter future. As the Amazonian War of Independence persists, it remains essential for all stakeholders to address the root causes and pursue a peaceful, inclusive dialogue. The people of Menchum County have proven their willingness to contribute to this process, with local leaders advocating for a genuine dialogue that considers the grievances of all parties involved. It is encouraging to witness this commitment to peace and unity, even in the midst of the ongoing tensions. The story of Menchum County and its people within the Amazonian War of Independence is a testament to the indomitable human spirit. As we witness their struggle and aspirations, it is our responsibility to lend support, raise awareness, and work towards a peaceful resolution. The people of Menchum County deserve a future where their freedom, rights, and aspirations are respected and fulfilled. Let us look upon their journey with empathy and solidarity, fostering a world where every individual's right to self-determination is acknowledged and honored. Well, with this, we've come to the end of our editorial of tonight.
Okay, Pastor Commando, I hope you can now hear us. Can you hear us right now? Pastor Commando, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear very faintly. As I said, I've put off everything, but it's okay. Yeah, what I want to say is that the challenges that this county is facing now is the genocide that is going on, and communication has actually been put out of place in Menchum. Our defenders are actually doing a great job, but sometimes before the message gets to us, it will take 2-3 weeks to 1 month, because the difficulties, we know that La Republic is restricts most of the internet stuff getting to our people there. So talking about the challenges that we face that can, I don't know, you say cannot ensure financial resources, is that we don't have roads. All the cocoa, the coffee, the cacao, whatever name you call it, that is produced in the Atlantic zone, we have part of the Savannah zone, which is in Menchum County, that produce exactly those kind of food crops and cash crops. And we know that La Republic made it so evident that though we are rich, we should remain in the kind of situation where we find ourselves so that they can control. You know, when somebody has and is able to take care of himself, it's very difficult for somebody to control the person. So they know that when you make it to become a pauper, a beggar, then you will be under their chain and under their control. And above all, they have introduced booze to the people of Menchum, that when they take the booze, they behave like the Minyamavu, who cannot reason and who cannot think and plan. And that's why, while the roads are bad, they still try to smuggle their booze. Actually, baptize it the devil's urine, because when you drink the devil's urine, you become confused. And so all their brasseries and all the other things is actually the devil's urine that they are trying to feed and make Ambazonians, especially in Minchum County, to drink so that they can be useless. And so I'm telling our children who are born out there, as you rightly said, that we have a better environment with natural resources that can bring in just everything that they can have. But human beings have made it a little bit difficult, and that's why you should draft so that this government, when we get bound to Boya, will be able to restore what we saw in the days of Endele and Ngomjua, as the roads were stable and we could freely do what we could do. So I encourage and invite Ambazonians to draft for Minchim County, because that's a county that when we are home, they will employ a great majority of the people, not only of Minchim, but of Ambazonia. I'm very optimistic about that. And I'm sure that they cannot write
Thank you very much,
against this interim government.
Reverend Commando. Thank you very much. Reverend Commando, can you hear us? I think it's time for you to go and coordinate your people in the Zoom. I will bid you goodbye. Amazonians, we have just 5 more for the Zoom to kickstart. I'm calling on those who are watching us. Keep sharing and inviting people for the Zoom. I will let you go now, Pastor Commando, while I continue to conclude this program with the barristers, please. Need you at any time you want us to begin. Just indicate and we will interrupt this broadcast for you to take over the floor. The county officials or whoever is coordinating this program, if you want us to begin right now, we will even stop now. We've handled and tackled the most essential. Please, I'm back with you, Barrister Fru.
Yes, Paddy, before I say anything, I like to do a small reflection. For those enablers, coup plotters, and the enemies of our freedom, they should now know that La Republic values its money. Like I've always said on this network and other public outings that I've done, if you take 5 francs from La Republic, you will have to account for it. Paddy, this whole week that I just passed, La Republic is going after those fighters that fell in the hands of these coup plotters and enablers. And they are slaughtering them every day. The other day was Bitakola. This morning was RK, the so-called General RK and his people. What I'm trying to pass across is that all fighters that left the ship is now anchored, and you have an opportunity to run back into your ship and be protected. If you don't, La Republic has decided to descend on those fighters that were taken by the coup plotters and the enablers, and they are killing them every day. They are slaughtering them every day and carrying the bodies and displaying in Amazonia. They displayed Bitakola the other day in Kumba. RK, one of these days, will be displayed in Boyo. I am sending this message to our fighters that they should, those fighters that left our fighters that left us and fell in the hands of these coup plotters should know that their days are numbered and that they have a chance to run away and be protected by the ARFs. They should do that as it is not yet late, because La Republic has decided to descend on all of them. The modus operandi of La Republic is still unknown to me, but if they go after their own proxies, it means something is happening that is only tomorrow that we will know, Paddy. Having said that, let's get back to Menchum. Menchum, or womb division, now called Menchum.
We have just 3 minutes, so maybe you want to round. We have just 3 minutes.
Yes. Menchum is now ready. Menchum now is ready to receive all of us. So all of us should go to the Zoom meeting now and contribute our own share as soon as possible. Menchum needs us urgently. Thank you.
Yes, Vice Mbesa, please.
Well, in summary, let me just say this. I said it before. Yaoundé, La Republic has only one method. They buy you with money, they buy you with the post, or they eliminate you. And in summary, as Ms. Answa has said, La Republic never forgives its enemies. Not even enemies. Whoever opposes them, they never forgive you. When they go around burning your villages, it is not because the village has done anything to them. It is because they want to show that anything you attempt to oppose them, you are a dead man living. You can be living today, they will eliminate you tomorrow. So our brothers and sisters who fall into this trap know that their days are numbered. The Republic will never forgive you. Even if they give you the money, their best option is to eliminate you so you don't resurrect your ideas the next day. As we come to Menchum, finally, I've said this before. This is Menchum. Draft with Menchum. Show them, those of them who are not willing, sympathizers, show them that we are here to support Menchum with all our might, because Menchum is part of Ambazonia. There will be no Ambazonia without Menchum, and there will be no Menchum without Ambazonia. So come in, draft. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another enabler fighter that fell this morning is called Blink. Blink was with Jackson of Ngi. He followed Jackson into the coup plotting and became an uncontrollable fighter under the coup plotters. He fell also either yesterday or this morning.
Oh wow!
In Batibo. All of them. There is not one ARF that has fallen, because the ARFs are what you call gorillas. They know their way. They know how to fight. They have been trained. But these idiots that took money from La Republique and they are coming out publicly and displaying publicly, giving themselves up, La Republique has decided to eliminate them, because if we finally win and there is a case in the ICC, there will these fighters will not be available to testify against them. That is one of the reasons I think that La Republique is now eliminating all of them.
And the interesting part, as we conclude, is that La Republique is not just eliminating them, it's also eliminating those whom they invited at the DDR. We should understand that the DDR is an illegal organization. It defies international protocols and laws, and it is a concept à la manière du Cameroon. It has never been seen. A DDR center created after a war has ended. So in anticipation, Cameroon will institute a legal body they call the DDR in 2019, and we now see the consequences. It is a hub where they are strategizing against us, trying to gain intelligence about what we're doing, and they're eliminating our fighters directly and indirectly every day. The few promises have not been made. We will end the show, this pre-draft show, for
No,
now.
no,
I
correction,
want to
Paddy.
encourage everyone.
Correction, Paddy. Correction. They are not eliminating our fighters. They are eliminating the fighter that became enablers and followed the coup plotters. I have not heard one ARF that has fallen in the hands of La Republique. They will not get our people. They will
And these
not
are
get our fighters.
these are still Amazonians that are victims of circumstances. If they could have just listened, they would not be victims of this. So we're ending the pre-draft show, and we're asking those who are watching us to make sure that they can share and invite more people in the Zoom. Have a beautiful time and see you then. We'll stop the stream right now on Facebook. See you in the Zoom. We can only come live when the president is live.
Once again, we want to thank every Ambazonian who tuned in from the home front on Facebook and all our social media platforms. We're thanking the audience that are on the Zoom right now watching us. But I have a word of encouragement for you, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen. Today is another day of the county draft. On behalf of ABC Amba TV management, on behalf of Mami App, on behalf of our restoration forces, on behalf of the president who is sleeplessly working day and night to ensure that we are free as a people, on behalf of our interim government, I come before you today to appeal for your compassion, your generosity, and your support. We find ourselves witnessing a struggle for independence restoration, a fight against oppression and a defiant occupation. It is a battle that requires not only the strength and resilience of the Ambazonian restoration forces fighting day and night for their lives and the sovereignty of the home front, but also the unwavering support of individuals like you, like myself, who have accepted the call, who can sense the urgency, and who believe in justice and equity. For the past 7 years, we have proven that the Ambazonian spirit is capable of remarkable things. And throughout these years, we have seen triumphs brought about by the determination of our collective efforts. But we must not forget that behind every triumph lies a long and arduous journey filled with suffering, sacrifices, and unimaginable hardships. Today, in various corners of the homeland, there are people facing injustice and discrimination, longing for the freedom that so many of us take for granted in the diaspora. These brave individuals fight against all odds, risking their lives in pursuit of self-determination and the right to determine their own destiny. We cannot turn a blind eye to their struggle, as it is our collective responsibility to stand beside them, to uplift their voices, and to support them in their fight for independence. They are not mere victims, they are resilient fighters who deserve our solidarity and assistance. I urge all of you today to open your hearts and your wallets. Your contribution, no matter how big or small, will make a difference. It will provide essential resources to those in need, ensuring they have access to food, shelter, medical aid, and the necessary equipment needed to protect themselves from the evil terrorist forces of French Cameroon. Your donations will serve as a lifeline, offering hope to our people who have been denied of their own for too long. Remember, every dollar you donate is more than just a monetary value. It is a symbol of solidarity, a beacon of hope, and a tangible support for those who have been suppressed and oppressed. By investing in our independence restoration movement, you are investing in a future where freedom and justice prevail. We must never underestimate the power of collective action. When we come together to support the oppressed peoples of Ambazonia, we send a powerful message to the world. We declare that we are not and we will not stand idly as injustice persists, but rather we will take a stand. We will make a difference, and we will fight for a nation free from Franco-Cameroon hegemony, where everyone can live in peace and freedom. So I implore you to give generously. Reach deep into your pockets and find the compassion that resides within each one of us. Your donation today will also ignite a spark of hope within the hearts of those fighting for our liberation. Let us continue to be the catalyst of the change needed by this never again generation. Let us stand firmly on the side of total independence for our nation. Let us be the driving force behind the independence restoration movement for our nation. Thank you for being a part of this program. Thank you. And may your generosity inspire others to join us in the noble cause. Together, friends, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you tonight with the president as we draft.
Did you want to say anything? Or do you need
No, sorry. I was wanting to be unmuted when I came out from
I have my hand up too.
Yeah.
On the second phase of the draft of Menchum, we had a pre-show with Fru and Barrister Tim and Pastor Commando, and they spoke beautifully about the history and the challenges of Menchum and the beauty and the